Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, into the Nexus Gaming Series Division B East matchup of, this is actually slow start, then taper off. Should be on the left, but whatever. We'll introduce the teams as they are. We have fensad on the left-hand side, Rugloader on the Hogger, Grismore on the Anduin. We'll have Ender playing a Greymane, Hirobi with Deathwing, and Psycho playing Diablo. On the right-hand side, we're looking at slow start, then taper off, 0-day attack on Blaze, Arlu playing Stukov, Fenrir on the Orphea, Real Big Dill playing Malthael, and last but not least, Xeno Christ with a burrowing big boy on Nubarak. All right, so let's go ahead and get our gamble going right now for all of you in chat. Will Orphea finish Growing Nightmare? So she has to hit 3 enemy heroes with that Eruption. So she has to hit 3 enemy heroes with her E. Xenochrist getting dove on right now by Greymane, and that will be first blood over to the side of fensad. There's a shark called the Cookie Cutter Shark that is named because it chews circular chunks of meat out of its prey and leaves them alive to swim away. Many animals have been found with dozens of such cookie cutouts. God dang, that is just brutal. No more shark facts. You have to eat lunch. Well, thank you for the shark facts while we got some internet issues figured out. And as a reminder, we got that gamble going on right now for that Orphea level 1 on the Growing Nightmare. If you'd like to participate. This is why you're afraid of the ocean. Just don't go into the deep open ocean. Just go into the shallow ocean, where you can still see land. That ocean isn't scary. All right, we got gamblers. Thank you very much. Ender going to get the leap of faith from Moore right there. Ruglord continuing to do the double rotation, or at least some double rotation action on the Hogger as Real Big Dill. This Malthael's trying to back away. Overpower from Psycho. Greymane jumps in with the Dark Flight and will be able to find another kill for the allies. Actually, Anduin stealing away that last hit as Fenrir gets tickled by the Molten Flame of Deathwing as our Hogger goes back into the top lane. 37 souls. That 3 looks like an 8 apparently. 37 souls on our Diablo right now. We currently have some camps on the left and the right to be not traded, actually. They're not going to be grabbing them on the side of slow start, then taper off. Slow to start, then taper off. We got a mid lane Impaler camp. Greymane Anduin going to soak up that lane as Hirobi Psycho on the Deathwing Diablo will manage the bottom for the time being. Alrighty, thank you all so very much for the gambles. I think I'm going to kill the... Oh, sorry, I have a little pinned message. Let's unpin this message from the top of the screen. Hopefully we won't need that pinned message anymore. But thank you all once again for your patience. Sorry for the issues this morning. And once again, as I said, big shout out to the manager of Tahoe for helping me out, getting this fixed in like... Dude got it fixed in like 20 minutes. I called him at like 8:58 and he fixed it. Or at least it got fixed within 20 minutes. Burrow charge out from Xenochrist. Sorry, I'm reading shark facts in chat. Sharks can only survive in saltwater, except bull sharks, which frequently swim up freshwater rivers because they can. So fuck you. Oh, okay. Tahoe Spectre Manager is probably a shark. No, he's just a really cool dude. He's just a really nice guy that actually cares about getting people's internet fixed. Also, he understands Twitch streaming. Actually, I met a lot of the Spectrum techs in South Lake Tahoe understand Twitch streaming. A couple of them actually do Twitch stream. Like, one of them actually streams, like, a couple times a month, and I lurk in his channel. But yeah, it's cool because I can explain things like bitrate, and they're like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, no, I get what's going on. Alright, 7 talent to your advantage to the members of fensad, but it looks like the vast majority of this the Frozen Punishers going over to the members of slow start, then taper off. Slow to start, then taper off. 30 out of the 40. We still have Ruglord in top lane pushing in. Greymane's actually going to join in. I don't know if I like this Greymane up here due to the fact of you kind of need that Greymane to clear out the Punisher. I mean, yeah, you're going to be trading, but this feels like a very late rotation from Greymane if I am to be critical of their choices here. I understand what they were aiming for, but having that DPS in Worgen form to clear things out would be nice. But I mean, the Punisher's dropping fairly low quickly. It is that Frozen Punisher, so it does lock down structures for a second and some change, I believe. Actually, it's longer. I think it's like two seconds and something. I'll have to double check on that. I know there was a stat in a patch a long time ago, and they actually said how long the duration was, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Either way, that is going to be the first Punisher going over to the side of slow to start, then taper off. And they will be able to get 50% of the fort and bottom lane as well as the fort front gate. And as we're looking at a bit of a bush party here, maybe going to try and jump onto Anduin or Greymane, but only Diablo and Deathwing are showing right now. And they don't want to miss the soak in the lanes. They want to keep pushing things up, so the pressure goes on to the Diablo. Xenochrist with the combo. Lurking Arm from Arlu is not enough. Real big deal. Wants to get the kill, but can't manage to do so. And Diablo, full on souls, taps well. He's got a whole lot of healing. He's got that level 1 Devil's Due. Black Soulstone increases the effects of regen globes and healing fountains by 2.25%. Or, excuse me, per soul as well. Is that the non-champion, a fellow flawless technique enjoyer? What's up, bud? Good to see you. I just stress drank my entire tea while we were having bitrate issues this morning. Anubarak poking onto the Diablo. He's able to back away. He's hitting level 10, so he'll be able to have the reduced consumption on his Soul Stone. We also will have those 10 talent tiers at the top of your screen, so we'll cycle through the numbers. Cataclysm was just used by Deathwing, but he did pick up Bellowing Roar at level 10. Next Punisher's Arcane in the top lane. Light Bomb Anduin. Shockwave for the Hogger, Greymane will go in for the throat, and Diablo pops the Apocalypse to show it off. Leap of Faith from the Anduin, but Ender wants to get right back into the fight with the lunge in. Light Bomb applied to Diablo. The Shockwave is actually what's going to hit Fenrir on the Orphea. The Chastise won't connect. The go for the throat goes out, and Real Big Dill not pickled this round. That is going to be a Malthael able to back away. Xenochrist goes back in with the Burrow Charge. Impale. Malthael chunking into the Diablo with his Tormented Souls, confirming the kill. Diablo's souls will be expended. He's back into the mix, but he will need to gain those souls back as he consumed 75 of the 100. And we should get our objective announcement soon. Cocoon onto Anduin. Seems like the priority is to take down the bottom lane fort on the side of slow to start, then taper off. Crushing Jaws won't get the pull they're looking for. Speaking of pulls, Fenrir getting dove on by Diablo. Casual 1v3. Psycho is down to 50% HP, but it will be a double kill over to the members of fensad. And this Diablo picks up a few souls. Keep in mind, when you get enemy hero kills, you gain 10 souls. So the two kills around here bolster that Diablo up to 45, and then the minion wave will push him up to 52. That's actually, that caster math made complete sense. For once. Man, it's almost like getting a good night's sleep and eating a healthy meal really sets you up for the next day. That's crazy. Hi, Baha. Flawless Technique is the single most OP, best talent in the game. I agree. I agree. If Phoenix has the worst heroic talents, Hanzo has the best basic ability. No, I'm just kidding. I love Flawless Technique. Like, Q build Hanzo with Flawless Technique is so much fun. And if you've never played it, you gotta try it out. Light Bomb will connect into the Stukov. The Chastise to follow up. There's a Cocoon onto Diablo. He'll be broken out quite quickly from the Lava Burst of Deathwing. And Malthael pops the Tormented Souls. He wants to take down Diablo. Doesn't have the full souls for the respawn. As Deathwing has to Cataclysm away, the Leap of Faith was utilized by Moore to get Diablo back into a safe spot. We don't have 16 talents here yet, so no secondary charge with that Glyph of Faith talent. How did the chili turn out? What's up, Forget What? Good to see you, bud. Chili turned out really good. I think the chilies in adobo sauce made it a little sweet, but to counteract the sweetness, because I'm not a big sweet kind of chili guy, I ended up putting in a fancy version of seasoning salt. It's called 4S. I actually showed it last time I was cooking. But essentially, it's if you go to the supermarket, you can find something called seasoning salt, and I put a bunch of that in there, and that kind of added some more salty flavor. And it was really good. But I don't think the adobo chilies are for me. I don't think they're for me. At least not the one that I got in the can at the supermarket. And maybe that was the issue. But hey, I mean, it was a good recommendation. What I would use it for in the future is El Pastor, because it does have that sweetness to it. That El Pastor is really that goes well with that kind of taco meat. All right, well, while I talk about food, we will see a kill on Anduin. Malthael's last rites will not, Tormented Souls will not be able to take down the Greymane, but this is going to be another objective phase going over to the side of slow to start, then taper off. And this is that Arcane Punisher in the top lane. We did see the bottom lane Frozen Punisher kicking things off for our red team as well, but they still have not confirmed that for it. But hey, maybe, just maybe, they'll be able to push things in here. Deathwing will eat the jump as he is unCCable. I didn't know Adobe had chiliest. Yeah, that's my dad corrected me, and he was saying it's adobo. Well, that's the easy English way to say it. I think there's actually a better pronunciation, but because I said Adobe while we were video chatting, and he's like, "Yeah, that's the software company." But aromatics-wise, it was great. Like, that's the nice thing. It gave some really good aromatics to the chili. I'm more of like a spicy, savory. Like, give me the that umami flavor in my chili. That's what I want. Salty goodness. Well, as we continue our discussion of chili, we have the bottom lane wave being pushed in by Real Big Dill. This should confirm the fort. I don't think Hogger will be actually able to clear out this wave fast enough. We have the couple Impalers targeting, but Malthael will stick around just to make sure the fort is confirmed. Meanwhile, back into the mid lane, Deathwing with a little Molten Flame to try and zone back the enemy. Does have the Wicked Inferno, level 13. Gonna be looking at a Conflagration, level 16, as well as, you have the Infernus, level 4. Devastating charge for Diablo. There's a Cataclysm into the team fight. Diablo is going to be hit with a Light Bomb. Actually, a Light Bomb applied. Apocalypse popped. And that is going to be Souls picked up by Diablo. We have a kill into Stukov as the bunker comes down from Blaze. Real Big Deal is, though, the major target. The Crushing Jaws will pull Hogger in, but I feel like those are just to slow down the enemy, as the double kill will be had by the members of fensad. Beetles are the most numerous species of animal on the planet. There are at least 350,000 known and described species. That is estimated that NA alone probably has an additional 30,000 species. So that makes Nubrak kind of generic, since there are 299,999 more potentially better versions of him. Dr. Kaimo Tripson, everybody. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to comment about your favorite Kaimo Tripson fact. Also, like and subscribe. If you're here on Twitch and you're enjoying the content and you're like, man, this rambling is great, be sure to follow the stream if you'd like to support further. It's always much appreciated. Later today, we will have a sponsored stream, and I will have a bunch of keys to give away for free. We'll be giving those away. We'll start giving those away like an hour. Well, they're actually just available. Like, I have a link. You click the link, you grab a code, and that's it. I've got like 40 or 50 codes or something they gave me, so I don't think I'll run out. And if I get 15 people to play during my sponsored segment, or I think it's during, or if I just get 15 people to install today, I get double payout on my sponsorship. So if you'd like to, if you'd like to support Bandit, if they double the payout, that's roughly 2.5 bags of food for Bandit. If they double the payout. More like 2.25, but either way. $7? Yeah, I'll be making 14 instead of 7. What's up, Kyle? If people don't follow Baja, they don't get the benefit of my 40 billion years of knowledge and secrets. Oh, Kaimo, that's very true. All right, third shrine of the game is going to be activated. By the way, we did have that gamble at the start of the stream, and for anyone that may be listening, the Growing Nightmare has not been completed. Orphea did finish her level 7, the Mind Devourer, but that's not what we gambled on. We're still gambling on that Growing Nightmare. You got to get the triple hit, and we'll see if Orphea can land that. The Bellowing Roar does push her away. Unfortunately, doesn't get a good split. The Apocalypse activated by Diablo. There's a Shatter. There's a beautiful Molten Flame with the Conflagration value on top. The bunker comes down from Blaze. That stops the Burnination from Trogdor here, as Psycho's going to be hit with a Cocoon. A Chastise connecting into a new Barak. Hogger spins back towards the allies. Psycho, thou shall be dead. This is going to be Diablo's Souls expended. He's going to be respawning right now, and he'll make his way back into the fight, or he might be just going to go clear some waves because Ender's so very low. Hogger trying to get a good bounce out. Real Big Deal has the Tormented Souls expiring. Rug Lord hit by an Anub'arak Burrow Charge, followed up by the Impale. Greymane goes down to Sukov. Lurking Arm, and this is just all slow to start, then taper off's third objective as Anub'arak taps a well in top lane. Deathwing, Anduin, Diablo to go clear mid. I learn a lot from my wife on things that are not drugs or math. Or birds. Oh gosh, alright. Mortar Punisher moving on in through the mid lane. We've got 2 dead for 7 to 8 seconds here on the side of fensad. So it's going to be a bit of a defense right now. Hirobi, I'm assuming, will take the jump. Yep, there's the Lava Burst. Oh no, Diablo's Fire Stomp is what actually pulled the Punisher over. But either way, it doesn't matter that much. Keep Front Gate will go down either way. Punisher down to 50%. This Mortar Punisher is going to be chunked right now, and the priority is going to try and get this keep down to maybe at least half and then back away. Yeah, good call from the side of slow to start, then taper off. Zero Day throws a Twin Flame back towards the keep for a bit of extra damage, as half a level to go for level 20 on the side of our red team as they're on the retreat, and I think this is just a smart call in general. You don't want to fight that deep into the enemy territory just before you get level 20s. Realistically, you get that half a level, and then you're going to go ahead and start pressuring the enemy with the 20 talent tier advantage. Massive shove to push back Diablo. They want to get this camp, but it's just a little too late. They don't want to stick around too long. That's a beautiful Apocalypse. The Light Bomb to follow up. Ender gets in here deep with the Dark Flight, and that's a double kill for the side of fensad. 8 to 8 in kills, and that experience gap way smaller now between these two teams. Our next Punisher, 4th Punisher of the game, will be the Frozen, as it does cycle through. The cycle itself, where it starts, is RNG, but then you figure it out as, you know, if the first is Frozen, the second's Arcane, then the third will be Mortar, and that's what it repeats through for that map. Now the locations, that's where the real big RNG does take place, as we really don't have any sort of idea. It's the idea typically is that it won't be in the last lane it was. There's the... Well, I've always been told, I don't know how true it is, but there's always the infinitesimal percentage that it could be the same location 2 times in a row. But in the 5 years I think I've been casting this game, like, consistently, I don't think I've ever seen it same location twice. So I think that's just a myth. Like how Blizzard's gonna save HOTS. You're not good at drugs or math? Well, it's good to be bad at one of those two things. Shockwave from Hogger. Xenochrist is able to sidestep it. We get a Shatter from Hirobi here. Deathwing with some good Molten Flame value. 0 Day attack trying to avoid that Conflagration bursting value. You see kind of that red pop around a few red members. Cataclysm in. Apocalypse from the Diablo. Bunker comes down, and somehow Stukov can't get inside of it. Maybe he was stuck doing a Lurking Arm or something, but either way, Stukov will fall to the Greymane. Camp's crashing in top lane. Diablo is able to clear out at the bottom. He'll be getting closer and closer to that 100 souls. And we got 20 apiece on both sides. What if I'm not good at drugs or meth? Then 100% good. It's good to be bad at both of those. I just saw, like, yesterday, Ohio apparently legalized cannabis for recreational use for adults. And then I saw it was like, the other political party has made it a point that if they get elected, they will take away these things. And it's like, man, it's so funny to me that the general public, in vast majority, voted for one thing. And a political party was like, no, we believe that this is how you want it. It's like, wait, what? But we just voted on the thing we wanted. That's like someone being like, Bahamut, what kind of ice cream you want? I'm like, oh, I'd love vanilla bean ice cream. They're like, no, you don't. You want chocolate. It's like, no, I want vanilla bean. I said that. Like, that is essentially the world we live in. Like, that's exactly, like, that is the most perfect example. It's like, we voted for vanilla ice cream, But everyone says you want chocolate. But I wanted vanilla bean. Did they? They did? John Zoidberg, I would never say that on the internet. But you are, I mean, I'm not gonna delete your message for a reason. Baha only thinks he wants high bitrate, but he doesn't. Oh, see, there you go. That's another great example. You don't know what you want. Big conflagration into Fenrir. Oh, great healing from Arlu as well. The Stukov will be able to save the Orpheus for the time being. Cocoon onto Greymane, and that will delay things out. The top lane keep is going to be saved for the time. Now, actually, the minion wave's still here. The Punisher's still available. And this Frozen Punisher will lock things down. Conflagration, Molten Flame from Hirobi, unable to find any sort of kill or pressure. And we do see the disengage from fensad. No, but Xenochrist wants to go in here. It is a rewind to Nubrak, but can't find the CC they need. How you doing today, Ninja? Good to see you, bud. Thinks he wants 120 frames per second, but the human eye can only see 30 frames, so make a game only 15 to compromise. My brother and I actually used to say that, like, we had that conversation all the time when I was younger. Because my brother would always be like, oh, like, because this is when, like, 60 frames became a thing. And he'd be like, man, like, he's like, when games are not 60 frames, like, I can tell. And I was like, but Danny, we can't see more than 60 frames. And, like, sure, there's truth in that, but there's a level of smoothness within the animation. So, yeah. I just remember being a little shithead as a kid. Honestly, nothing's changed. What's up, BG? Good to see you, bud. There's a really good example of, like, it was like an animation to show, like, a character walking at, like, 15, 30, 60, etc. frame. Like, the smoothness of, like, the actual movement of the character, and that's what you really get into. More frames, more smooth. Ooh, that's a great burrow charge in. Light Bomb going out as well. Malthael with the Tormented Souls. Ender gonna try and Razor Swipe away. The re-one from a Nubrak will be popped. Has to get inside the bunker as a jet propulsion from 0 Day sets up the kill into Diablo. Bellowing Roar shoves a few away. Cocoon onto Ruglord. Diablo is respawning. He's gonna make his way back into this team fight, or there's a well tap from Hirobi. Seems like they do want to continue this fight right now, but Diablo's gonna be careful of the dieback. Anduin getting chunked a little bit right now. Orphea poking out with those dreads here and there. Still has not finished her level 1. Did finish the level 7 stacking, if you are curious. Do you have catapults arriving at core right now as well? I want to look at this back catapult for scaling value. Oh, wrong button. Nope, I hit the right button actually. I thought I fat fingered a different button. So the damage and destruction is just shy of 900, but the re-engagement onto Ruglord right now. It's actually Stukov the one to fall, and things are not going the way of slow to start then taper off. They're living up to their name. As fensad will get some damage onto the core right now. Shielding broken, 6% off. We'll get 2 more shots, and we got about 14% off this core. Meanwhile, moving in through the mid lane with the triple kill in hand. Wait, no, what are you doing? fensad, what are you doing? There's a camp to get. There's 2 camps to get. There's an objective to get. What are you doing? You guys remember in my Tuesday game when we got a quadra kill on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and my team started pinging the boss? It was 40-second death timers on average. We were on the 2/3 of the map on the left hand, like we were on the left hand side practically, and my team starts pinging boss. Like, no, you hit the core. Oh man. Well, they were thinking about going core, and it seemed like the death timers are not long enough. 23 minutes in. And this is going to be a camp to be grabbed on the right-hand side. So, hey, you know what? They heard me through the sands of time, and they're like, you know what, Bahamut, you are right. There are camps to get. There is an objective. We should get these things. PowerPoint is for millennials. Wait, what? Oh, no, the leap of faith! Oh, the Hellgate back into the position. It must have been shifted in or something, but either way, it's gonna be a Diablo traded for a Stukov Orphea. Greymane does go down. It's a 2-for-2. Diablo's respawn. Top lane is shoved in at the core, by the way, from that fallen Shaman camp. Real big deal is gonna be able to hearth out and get the clear onto that. Might lose some shielding, but I don't think the core is gonna lose any more any more health percent-wise. Shadow Charge finishes out the last devastating charge stack. We got a Light Bomb followed up by another Shadow Charge, and Blaze does go down. As I said, the core shielding was scratched, but no percent off. Meanwhile, the Punisher does go into the bottom lane, but this is the most well-defended lane for the members of Slow to Start, then Taper Off, as they still have their fort up and available. But it doesn't seem, with the 3 members dead, like they're going to be looking for a defense in the bottom lane. They're going to let this fort go down, and they'll defend, hopefully, with the rest of the allies as they respawn in front or around the keep. What is Hyper Studio? I have no idea. That's the first time I've ever heard about it. Don't you bring your math in here again. Oh, okay. Give me a second, sorry. Okay. All the shark facts are gone. Bottom lane, Punisher pushing in. Nubrak will be the target of the Punisher jump. Nice massive shove. Pushing back Diablo with the Light Bomb applied. Punisher down to some 10% or so. And that will be core shielding scratch. But one keep remains in the mid with a decent wave. Impaler camp here. Catapult is not fixating onto the structure. But this won't be a dead keep in mid lane as the retreat is in. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, Impaler camp has made it to the core. And that shielding is going to be taken down. Oh, nope, but the minion wave does spawn. Camps don't fixate on structures like catapults do. So, we will see more camps to be grabbed. And you know what, chat? They managed to do it! Every camp is blue on the map for the side of fensad. They can check that bingo square. By the way, forget what? How was that wine last night? Did it have any rough effects today, or was it just not a big deal? Oh, you said you bought like 1.5 liter of wine for like €4 or something cheap. You did not finish the bottle. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Hey, you got more wine for later. Nice Hellgate out. I mean, yeah, it's 100 second cooldown, but you're not going to be CC'd by Nubrak. Shockwave. Oh my god, Shockwave gets the snipe onto Arlu. Oh my god, that must have been the last pixel of the Shockwave connecting into the Stukov as the Cataclysm comes out from Hirobi. And without Stukov here and a wave right behind, this is going to be fensad looking for a mid lane keep. Still sipping on... Oh, you had a 0.5 liter. Oh, okay. Hey. Oh, as I said, yeah, you got some nice wine for tonight. Enjoy. Diablo's souls are finished out. A Nubrak goes down. The Light Bomb gets the stun into 0 day as Greymane goes in. The Razor Swipes are not enough to take down Fenrir on the Orphea as they're back into the Hall of Storms. The core shielding is starting to go. This is looking like it might be the beginning of the end for map number 1 in our first best of 3 of the day. A jet propulsion from Blaze will connect into Ender. Ender's trying to back away and will be able to roll away. The core is going down rapidly here, and GG, well played. Map number 1 goes over to the side of fensad. Does Orphea finish her level 1 stackage? No, it was an incomplete quest. Doubters are paid. Excuse me, doubter is paid. Sorry, just we're adding a little bit of bitrate here and there just to see if I can get back up to 6K by the end of the day for smoother streaming. Two crows next to each other is an attempted murder. That's good. That was good, Kyle. I like that joke. I have to tell my parents that one later. They'll find that funny. The bristlemouth fish is believed to be the most abundant fish on Earth. With an estimated population of up to a quadrillion individuals, we know almost nothing about them because they live in the mesopelagic seas at the depth of 1,000 feet. Interesting. But Baha, why when we agreed on 2 FP should be more than enough? For you! I need that fancy FPS, or I was gonna say bitrate. So I managed to find a dog hair from my friend's dog. Or that's a beard hair, I'm not sure. I do have white beard hairs now. I do have a couple of white beard hairs, but I also was staying at my buddy's place, which he has... Oh my god, hold on. Can I get rid of my camera? Oh, it's so dark! You can barely see it. It just flew away. There was a stellar jay right on the fence. But it's still so dark in the morning because of the time change. The fence isn't illuminated. I was trying to show the stellar jays. Oh man, stellar jays are great. Alrighty, well that is our first map of the day. That's gonna go over to the side of fensad. None of that. We're running ads. I also post the aforementioned bottle in the IRL photos. Ooh. What? Oh my god. Like, I've known some beers that come in plastic bottles like that, but never wine. Huh. There's a beer in Romania called Ursus, which is like, it's like Bear King, I think it is, because the bears are a thing in Romania. And that's like, that one comes in plastic. You can get that in plastic. It's not bad, and it's better than like Miller or Coors. All right, map number 2. Let's make sure the players are on the right sides. We'll get a little gamble going. Otherwise, how's everyone's day? I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for sticking through the bitrate issues this morning. Looks like the players are on the same sides. Man, where is Big Scary Duck, man? Where's Big Scary Duck? There's so much Orphea play. All right, hold on. I need to message him. Big Scary Duck. Casting a game. And I'm on map 2 with another Orphea. Just saying. Just saying. Wink. There we go. We also do not know where eels spawn. We think that European eels reproduce in the Sargasso Sea since small eel larvae have been found there, but adults live in freshwater rivers, so pacha. After this best of 3, you share your favorite fact of all time. Ooh, okay. Let's go slow start, then taper off. What's up, Yanthor? How you doing, bud? I chugged down my first cup of tea already, so I'm gonna go get another one because caffeine's good. So I'll be right back. The ads are gonna finish in about a minute, and then we'll get into our next game. The next game has a Zul'jin, so we'll do a Zul'jin bet, but I'll be right back, okay? Enjoy the birds if they do pop in front of the screen. Oh, forget what? Thank you very much, bud. You! Look at you. What you doing with this pup? What? My little cookie? All right, thank you for the redemption. We appreciate that a lot. Okay. Got my blanket. Ads are done. Thank you for your patience. Let's pre-write the gamble, and then, as always, we'll introduce the teams, etc. How many base stacks for Zul'jin? That is a colon, not an apostrophe. So the base stacking is 175. Let's say 200 or more. We are going to Volskaya. You know what? Hold on. 1 second. Sorry, 1 second. 1 second. Is he what kind of Zul'jin is it? A Reckless Zul'jin? Bone Slicer? It is Reckless. Okay, so since it's Reckless and since we're on Volskaya Foundry, we're going to say 250 or more, 249 or less. We'll see. This is going to be over stackage, because Reckless, you assume Zul'jins will be stacking quite a bit. I don't know how this match ends, and I always root for slows to start then taper off. Oh, that's good of you. That's nice of you, Yanthor. It's always nice to see people rooting for friends or a team they back. Like, I try my best to catch all the Ghillie Shark games when I can. Who does Bandit main? If he has to play solo lane, it's Rexar, because he likes hanging out with Misha. If it's a range assassin, he's Grey main. If he wants to play healer, he plays Rhaegar, and those are the only 3 roles he plays. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get on into it. Thank you for the questions, John Zoidberg. On the left-hand side, we have fensad in this best-of-3 series here in Division B East, and they're up in this best-of-3. Looking for a 2-0 through Volskaya Foundry with a Ruglord, Hogger, Ender, Falstad, more on the Lucio, Hirobi to play the Kira, and last but not least, we got a burrowing Anubarak played by Psycho. To the right-hand side, looking to take us to a map number 3 through said Volskaya Foundry map, we've got an Arlu Anduin, Xenochrist Joanna, Fenrir back on the Orphea, 0-day attack, playing our solo lane Yrel, and of course, our gamble will be our Reckless Zul'jin, played by Real Big Dill. So let's go ahead and get that gamble going right now, and here you can see. So the baseline is 150. I said 175. That's incorrect. So the question is, how many stacks will Zul'jin have by the end of the game? Will he have 250 or more, or 149 or less? Get your gambles in as we take a look at the first engagement. Zul'jin will be taking his Reckless level 1. I know this because I looked at a thing. I can see that there's a thing, a way for me to check talents before I get into game. Those Zul'jin, homie, you gotta take that level 1. Granted, he's not gonna get any value from it because he's not below that mark. There you go. So the Recklessness, if you are curious what it means, while Zul'jin is below 75% of his health, he gains 10% spell power. While he's below 50% of his health, his basic attack damage is increased by 15%, and here's the big thing. This is the reason I upped the gamble, is basic attacks while he's below 50% HP grant an additional stack of You Want Axe. That is this baseline. So if you're below 50%, you get an auto attack onto an Anubarak, you're going to get 2 stacks instead of 1. So there you go. That is the gamble in a nutshell. On the left-hand side, though, we do have that Falstad with the Gathering Storm, or the, not the Gathering, yeah, it is Gathering Storm. Stark, you're just in time to lose all your money. I mean, your channel points. Oh, you did it already, I think. I just see 21,100. I think Stark went all in as normal. There, that's my friend. That's my good friend Stark. All in. Courageous. You're 561, so someone else is a big believer in the doubt. Real Big Dill is gonna try and get a couple autos. Tried to actually get the regeneration activated, but it, of course that gets interrupted the moment you take damage, and that got barely, if any, value. Hogger tries to spin away, gets a nice bounce off the corner of the wall, and makes their way towards the mid lane objective. Moore gets a push off. 0-day wants to chase in, but that's the end of the engagement. 1 kill so far for the side of fensad here in map number 2 in our first best of 3 of the day. As a reminder, our sponsored stream later will have a bunch of keys for that. Actually, I have like 40 or 50 keys, and we're not going to do a raffle. I'll literally pin a link in chat. You go to the link, you copy it, you post it in your browser, you download. Of course, you're going to have to download and install launcher. I'm sorry. But, as I said, if 15 people install the game today and play during our sponsored segment, or I think today or whatever, they double our payouts. So that's more food for Bandit, and honestly, that's where the vast majority of this sponsorship money's going. I still have like half a box of food for Bandit, but you know, it's nice to have this money set aside and not have to worry about that. What is the game? It is called Big Time. My phone just vibrated. What the hell? Sorry. My phone just like popped like a bunch of messages. Oh, no, it didn't. It just, okay. Google Photos was like, would you like to look at memories from 6 years ago? Here's a photo of you and Fan. Not 6 years ago, but actually that's what it was. My phone was reminding me that I hung out with Fan at BlizzCon one time. But yeah, the game is called Big Time. And we'll be playing that at 2 o'clock PDT. So in roughly 4 hours. I will play this game for Bandit, Bandit only. Good. It may shock you, but you lost all your channel points last stream too. No way. No, that's impossible. Oh, also, I think we might do some marbles today. Kind of feeling some marbles. If not today, we'll do some marbles tomorrow. It's been a little bit since we've had some marble racing. It'd be nice to do a little Grand Prix with chat. First objective phase is up and available. Zool Jin, 4 stacks baseline. So that's, he's around 20, because it's, you get 1 stack per 5. Or if we were to click on them, we could actually see right here, they're at 23. 23 out of 250 for the believers. Zero Day just trying to jump in, clear out the wave. Currently Fenrir holding onto the point. Xenochrist maybe? Nah. I saw the Condemn going out. There's the Subdue level 4. I was watching back one of my casts last night, just taking notes and stuff like that. And I was sitting there, and I in the cast I was like, yeah, Subdue at level 7, and then I was sitting there in bed like, you idiot, it's not at level 7. But I did catch that I had a really good play-by-play in that game, and I was like, huh, I really need to work on my caster reel. Like, I want to make a new caster reel with better play-by-play stuff. I also want to leave in like some of the grubby things, because having grubby and like Doa and stuff like that in the reel, or excuse me, Casanova and grubby, I think that actually helps a little bit. Hirobi is putting some pressure onto Real Big Dill. The Desperate Prayer is utilized by Anduin as well. The Divine Stars are going out left and right, and Real Big Dill does pick up some stackage, but will fall once again. The priority onto the Zul'jin is rough, and speaking of priority, bottom lane, Keep Front Gate will be opened up. One little line laser will go out, and it seems like, yeah, this Triglav is going to slowly work its way to the right-hand side. Nubrak is going to be pushed away by the Rocket Glove, and honestly, nice first objective from the side of slow to start, then taper off. I do like the priority into bottom lane. This is personally my playstyle for Volskaya Foundry, because everybody knows that the third Triglav ends the game. But no, I mean, prioritizing the bottom lane, if you take down the Keep Front Gate, or excuse me, the fort, and maybe you get down the fort as well, you create this opportunity and you create this space as well during that third objective phase, that if you can save your fort, you have a better retreat path, you have more utility as you do of your well still. And then, of course, if you win that third objective, then you can be pressuring onto the bottom lane keep. But we'll see how things all shape up, because meanwhile in the top lane, we've got the Falstad Kira top pushing up against Urel. Looks like Kira was just up here trying to help out as the fort front gate and top lane's going down. And we got 4 members in bottom looking to prioritize a push in here, but Anubrak and Lucio are gonna go ahead and dive on in. Hogger with the Hortibolt, the light bomb from the Anduin will be self-cast. The Crushing Daw is gonna pull on to Psycho here. The Falling Sword from Joanna trying to get an opportunity for Arlu to get away, but a nice sort of big boom from this. Wait, Joanna, yeah! I was gonna say, you got, ooh, good save from the Falsteader. I guess thank you, Falstead. Xenochrist saved, but I saw the Condemn, I saw the Quadra, and I was like, go for it, you'll get the Subdue. And then Falstad was like, alright, you got Subdue, I'm gonna gust you away, I got you, friend. Apparently Falstad is helping out the enemy team as a Avenging Wrath is gonna put Grizz in a rough spot. The slows are too much, and the members of Slow to Start and Taper Off will be able to pick up their first kill of map number 2. Psycho in the bush, this is, yeah, you gotta be careful here. No friends really around. Hogger in top, the rest of the team on the left-hand side, and your healer's dead. What's up, Cav? Good morning. Good to see you. Hope you got some good sleep. You need coffee? I'm on my second cup of tea already. The Protector does incredible damage. We might need to figure out a better adjective. Adjective? A better descriptor than that. You need more coffee? I hope today's workday goes a lot better than yesterday's. Light Bomb onto the Zul Jin. Oh, misclick. They were going for Xeno. I was like, well, Zul Jin does not have any gap closers here. Incredible can be a good or bad thing. That's true. How have the games been? This is our second map and our first best of 3 of the day. It's been pretty good. We had a little bit of a delay on the start of the stream because I had some really bad upload speeds, but luckily, the local tech or the local manager for South Lake Tahoe Spectrum, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna call him, and if he picks up, great. If not, I'll leave a message. Dude, like, he picked up, and I was like, my heart like jumped. My heart skipped a beat because I was like, oh my god, he's actually gonna be able to look at my issues and report them to someone. And so yeah, I called the dude at like 8:55. He was like, let me take a look at your house. He's like, yep, I can see the issues. He screenshotted it, sent it to somebody, and at 9:15 things leveled out and we started casting. So shout out to the techs that actually help out, because god dang, that was nice. Zul'jin's gonna try and chase down the Falstad. Does have the Eye of Zul'jin. Basic attacks against enemy heroes grant Zul'jin 6% movement speed up to for 2 seconds up to 30%. So 5 attacks, that means you will be at mount speed. Shout out to locals. Well, shout out to me having to call Spectrum so much that I was starting to affect the employee records because of the way that company works. Nice gust to push back the Light Bomb. Falling Sword in from the Joanna. We've got a huge spinny strike. I can't remember the name for Kira. Psycho gets a burrow charge out. The fortification camp will be utilized, but the biotic emitter will be picked up by the side of slow to start, then temper off. Unrelenting strikes. What's up, Hostile? Good to see you, bud. Got the muffler fixed last night. 100 buckaroonies. It's done. My car doesn't sound like an STI anymore. I don't feel like an asshole driving around my street. The tuba video that Crush sent yesterday was so perfect. We got Kira jumping in. She's gonna try and close the distance with the grappling hook. Won't be able to land it. Get some carnage or some blood craze onto a few of the enemies. Avenging Wrath on the left-hand side. Grizz is gonna try and push back the enemy as the high five from Lucio is not enough to save Hoggers. Gus from Falstad pushes a couple away. And it looks like the members of fensad are able to back off, only losing Hogger. Are you saying you don't want to install a bypass valve? No. I don't want to install a blowout valve, a catback. I don't want to install anything. I want my car to work. The guy actually, because it's a mountain town, the dude fixes a lot of cars. He's actually was like, he asked me, he's like, what year's your car? And I told him, I was like, oh, it's an '08. And he goes, honestly, beyond, and then he goes, except for the muffler. He's like, it's in great shape. It's an '08 Impreza, and like, I told him, because we were talking about like cars for a little bit, because he was like, oh, I just bought this new truck for like $35,000. And he's like, actually, it's worth even more now because of like the strike that happened in Detroit. So then automotive production went down for a little bit, and blah 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 blah. He's actually like, I'm thinking about just selling it for a profit and just buying something else. And I was like, honestly, do it. Spinning, revolving sweep onto Zero Day, who's a little isolated from the team. Does have the Ardent Defender if needed. The Trigla Protector will go over to the side of Slow to Start and Taper Off, who will be able to grab or take down the top lane fort. And Slow to Start, then Taper Off. How are they going to play the rest of this objective phase? Because right now the Triglav is not good for fighting. It's good for sieging, and that's really it. That's sorry, I looked at chat. Nice Tostitos, but that'll be met with a cocoon. Once the Zul'jin's out of that, I assume he dies. The light bomb out from Anduin. Tries to zone back the enemy. The Desperate Prayer, the Divine Star, everything thrown out. Arlu's going to get chased down. And that'll be a triple kill for the members of fensad. Slow to start, then taper off. Losing 3, and they'll have to back off with the Strigla Protector and lose their top lane fort. I'm really trying to figure out how you had that perfect cut. I grew... that car is from the Midwest. Rust. I mean, the hanger fell off, too. There was a hanger towards the back where there's, like, that big muffler thingy. I'm just calling all of the muffler. I know there's, like, exhaust pipes and stuff. Everything on the muffler is just a muffler. But there's, like, the big piece of muffler towards the back. And there was, like, a hanger near there that broke off. And then it sheared right at that connection. It rusted through perfectly. Points at downpipe, muffler, yes. Look, you open the hood of a car and you point at something and go, what's that? I will say engine. You could be pointing at the starter. Engine, battery, engine, lights, engine. You think I don't know how Rust works? I don't think you know how Midwest Rust works. That's what I'm saying. You've never had to experience the Midwest salt roads. Like, that shit destroys cars. Yeah, because it's the amount of salt we use in the winter on our roads. Like, you'll have a 1-inch diameter pothole in October, and by the spring, by March, because the salt roads, all that deterioration, blah, 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 that 1-inch diameter pothole can be anywhere from 6 to 12 inches, depending on how busy that road is. Salt wears away at it, man. And it's horrible for the cars, too. That's why California car only is a thing. No, absolutely. My other buddy who moved to, like, Southern California years ago, and he was getting a mission test, because you have to do that out here, the smog testing. The guy lifted the car up, started doing the thing, and you know, it takes a little bit, so the guy was just shooting shit with my friend. He goes, oh, you're from the Midwest, and my buddy was like, how do you know? He goes, all the rust. Ardent Defender activated by the Urel. Huge crushing jaws! And Orphea does finish the Growing Nightmare this game. Unfortunately for MMR Gamblers, last game she didn't get it, but either way, no kill to be had. Really surprising with so much good CC in play. I actually had a car that the text said if you hit a bump just right, your entire rear end will fly off. Well, so that's, I think, how I think it broke, because I think it rusted at that point, because it was a connection point on the exhaust piping or whatever. And then when I was going up the mountain, my car was using overdrive, and I punched it because I was listening to System of a Down, and I was on the uphill, and that's when there was a loud kind of boom-ish, and it just blew out at that point. And there must have just been a weak point there, and just there was enough pressure in the tube to cause an explosion. Or, well, I guess a break, a shear. Anyways, we have our level 7 from Orphea finished out. By the way, for anyone who is a Zul'jin believer this game, if you're wondering what his stackage is at, it's currently at 95, and I know that's out of 150, but our gamble's for 250 because of recklessness. Only Midwest Colorado? Yeah, no, Colorado's pretty good with their salt usage. I think they still use a little bit of salt in their sand mixture, from my understanding. I think actually everywhere uses a little bit of salt in their sand mixture, because you have to kind of want that salt or the sand to really get into the snow, so it becomes a little bit more tacky's not the right word, but I guess grippy for cars. So you need it to melt ever so slightly, from my understanding. It's banned in except, yeah, there you go, yeah. Like, I know, but even then, like, I know Colorado doesn't use a lot of salt. It still is very minimal. Because you have so much farmlands and stuff like that, you don't want to ruin the soil, or you don't want to ruin the roads. Unlike Michigan, when it's you're constantly fixing roads. Like, we drove on I-75 going down to Detroit, and there was one spot that's, I swear they just did construction up before I left Michigan 7-8 years ago, and I think they just did construction on it again, because I was like, this all looks brand new. Again. All right, 77 stacks of the Falstead. Let's focus in on the game here, as we've got 20 talent tier and control point C looking good for fensad in our second map and our first best of 3 of the day. I do have 2 more best of 3s for you. Actually, I think one of them is a best of 5 I have later on. I believe the Cats on My Keyboard versus Psystorm Probes. I think it's a best of 5. We also have a heroic game that's a best of 3. And then we have a sponsor stream later. But Hog or Kira will make their way with the Triglav Protector. Zul'jin gonna try and chase things down. He does have that Eye of Zul'jin at level 13 for that movement speed, as the Rocket Glove will shove a couple away. Zul'jin does pick up quite a few stacks all of a sudden. He's at 24 now. A gain of roughly 25 there, as they were previously at 95. 2 seasons, winter and construction. Dude, at this point in Michigan, it's just construction and construction. Like, I know winter happens, but it just feels like there's always construction at this point, no matter the season. I used to joke around that when you drive on the highway and you'd see construction cones, you'd point out, be like, "Oh, look, it's the state bird," and they'd be like looking up, and it's like, no, it's on the ground. Construction cones. A new brag will fall while I'm sitting here rambling about God knows what. Either way, though, we will see real big deal trying to chase down the Triglav Protector, get a nice stackage. 30! The 30 mark's been hit, 100 more to go. What's up, Walking Donut? Good to see you, bud. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by the stream. Triglav Protector goes for a little jump attack. What is that actually called? Is that smash? Nope, I can't see it because people have left the Triglav. Okay, well, whatever. Playing Risk of Rain Return. I was watching a little bit of someone play that last night. The 2D sort of side scroller looked interesting. Well, I guess it's back to the Risk of Rain 1 style, because that's what Risk of Rain 1 was, right? It was 2D, whereas the Risk of Rain 2 is like 3D world and everything. It's a remake of 1. Okay, thank you. It looked kind of cool. To be honest, I want to play more For the King 2. That like, I had to tear myself away from stream yesterday. I love For the King 2 so far. 2 is great though. 2 is really fun. What's up, Breezer? How you doing, bud? Good to see all of you in chat. Thank you. Also, shout out to the lurkers. Thanks for lurking. Thanks for just listening in. Appreciate you being here. They added a lot of things from 2 into it, like side weapons. Oh, really? That's cool. I'm glad they're like, because I think 2 is pretty successful in like the weapons and the playstyle. Light Bomb, Falling Sword, good combo into the Anub'arak. That is a Gust Wind Tunnel from Falstad, pushing a few back, opens an opportunity for Anub'arak to be able to burrow charge away. Fortification camps are going to be thrown down on the ground, and Zero Day is just taking this damage. Just sitting there absorbing it. Ardent Defender was used in that situation. 110 seconds on that cooldown. Crushing Jaws and the Tostitos for Zul'jin will be up and available. Anub'arak, Cocoon, and some high fives are up. Otherwise, Hortipult, Gust, and Unrelenting Strikes will be about 30 seconds off. Pretty similar cooldowns between the vast majority of those. Top lane does have a camp, and the Catapult is unsure where to stand to get a shot in. It's almost like a tiny development company, tiny studio made this game. You like one better? I mean, I say this all the time. I mean, like, media, games, it's all subjective. I mean, there's people out there that think the One Reborn is a good boss. And they're wrong. Camps to be applied to the top lane from slow to start. And then taper off. Actually, it's more just one camp right now. I'm watching the minimap as the collapse into the bottom lane is being attempted by our red side. The Yrel pops the Seraphim. There's the Unrelenting Strike, but it's going to be a Chastise to stop all that. Sentry level 20, Falling Sword with the upgrade at 20 as well. Heaven's Fury, sorry, I want to say Lightning Fury. Falstead will fall. Still chasing onto Psycho here. High five to stop any sort of slows, or to remove any sort of slows. Top lane camp still pushing in towards the members of fensad as they got 40 seconds on their fensad, 35 for his gust. Amazed they didn't get a second kill there. I actually thought they were going to as well. Good healing from Lucio. Nicely done from Moore right there. Fortification camp will go over to the side of slow to start, then taper off. Control point A the second time is going to be up and available. Control point A squared, because that's totally how squares work. Kira tried to get a revolving sweep start. Unfortunately, unable to land the skill shot. 0 day poking in here and there, tanking some damage. Just have that Dauntless. So it's not the worst for Yrel to tank a bit. We still have a minion wave here. Nubrak spawning some beetles. Does have the Burning Legion, I believe. Yeah. Falstad flies on in, looking for the gust. Oh no, but there's the self-cleanse from Joanna, the self-cleanse from Yrel, another cleanse from Yrel, of course, because she's got 30 of those. Light Bomb goes out as well. 0 day is going to go down. That's a Lucio to fall as well. Yrel is going to be met with a cocoon, but she doesn't care because Orpheus got the kill. And this looks like slow to start, then taper off. We'll be able to take map number 2. Take a look at the Zul'jin stackage here really quickly. 191 stacks. And it's the first one of the day, I do believe.
Team kill.
194 stacks. I should have made the gamble for 200. That would have been even closer. But either way, with that pentakill to the side of slow to start, then taper off, they will take map number 2, and this will be a best of 3 that goes to a map number 3. GG, well played. Gust on 2 self-cleanses feels so bad. Yes, it does, but you know, Falstad tried, like, you even saw, like, Falstad flew, barrel rolled to try and get a better position as well. How many base stacks for Zul'jin? 249 or less. Good stackage on Falstad, 101 stacks. All right, that is that map. As a reminder, we are 5,000 experience away from level 2 for the Twitch hype challenge. Every tier 1 sub is 500 points or experience. Tier 2s are 1,000. Tier 3s are 2,500. I'm just assuming on the math because it's, you know, $5, etc. Bits are a 1-to-1 experience, so if you give 10,000 bits, that's 10,000 experience. Gifted subs do count as well. Primes count as well, so while we're getting ready for map number 3, and before we run some ads, did you know that if you have Amazon Prime, you've got Prime Gaming? If you've got Prime Gaming, you've got one free sub here at twitch.tv/Bahamut Gaming. Get yourself some ad-free viewing, get yourself some amazing emotes. You can support the hype challenge and get us more money from Twitch. Yes, if I get to level 2, that's more money from Twitch for me, because it's a Steam gift card. And then if we get to the next level, level 3, that's going to be a DoorDash gift card, which we can use for our upcoming subathon in February. So that's all. Jesus, Kel. Kel out of nowhere with 10 tier 1 gifted subs. Thank you so much for the 10 tier 1 gifted subs. Ladies and gentlemen, we have beat level 2! Kel, thank you for the 10 tier 1 gifted subs. Thank you for 162 gifted subs in the channel. Holy shit, indeed. Thank you so very much, bud. Thank you so very much. Fingertips. All right, did I open the next map? No, I got distracted immediately. That's good, that's good, that's good. If you got a gifted sub from Kel, welcome to the Bahamuts. It is big. It is this big. It is this big. It's almost too big for me to show on screen.
No.
There you go. All right, what do we got here, and what are we gonna do? What do we got here? Are the players on the right sides? Yes, they are. Thank you again, Kel. That's super generous of you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the generosity today. This week, honestly. Chromie, no. Just looking at level 1s here. No, 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 no. Shield build. Let's do a boss gamble. Let's do a boss gamble. If you know the result, you're welcome to gamble. Just don't tease it. Don't try and tease it. Don't try and spoil it. Just gamble. Which gets first boss? Fen S. We'll use the abbreviated names in chat so it's not confusing. Or at the top of the screen. No boss taken. Alright, we will wait for our ads to finish out, and then we'll get into our next game. So until the ads are finishing out, how's everybody's Thursday? I hope you're doing well. We have a sponsored stream coming up in a bit. I know I'm mentioning this a lot, but we get viewers that, you know, slide in and out of the stream, and maybe they're like, when is the sponsored stream? What is it? Well, it's going to be happening at 2 o'clock PST, so that's in roughly 3.5 hours. We'll be giving away codes for it. Not really giving away so much as I will have a pinned link in chat that you can quite literally click the link, copy one of the codes, paste it into your browser. You can download the launcher, and you'll have the game through that. You will have to make an account with OpenLoot. But I did the install and everything, and granted, my down speed for internet is 1,000, so I get pretty good downs and installs, like down speed and installs. But it took me, I would say, 15 to 30 minutes to do everything. So, yeah. And then I'll be playing the game from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. That is my block to play the game. So I'll be playing it then, and I believe people can join in, and as I said, if we get 15 people to install the game through my links, I think it is, and play it as well, I get double payout, which, as I said, that's like 2.25 bags of food for bandits. So gimme link. I'll be pinning the link during the next best of 3. This first best of 3, I just want to talk about it a bunch. I'll pin the link when we probably get into, like, map number 2 of our second best of 3 of the day. Just because a map number 2 is a guarantee. Consolidated as 1 gigabit for 40 here. Is that just the down speed, or is that up and down? If it's up and down, can you go ahead and mirror? No, I'm asking about internet speeds. I'm not asking about your mirror, hostile. Got him! Alright, let's get into game.
Prepare yourself for heroes.
Alrighty, I love you, hostile. On the left-hand side, in our first best of 3 here in Division B East, we're going to be looking at fensad here on Towers of Doom. My favorite map to play, my favorite map to cast. We've got a Ruglord Blaze, More Lucio, Ender Tychus, Hirobi Chromie, and Psycho will play Muradin. To the right-hand side of the map, we have our red team slow to start, then taper off in a best of 3 reverse sweep potential. 0 Day Dahaka, Arlu Rhaegar, Fenrir on the Orphea. Ugh. Real big deal to play Sylvanas and Xenochrist. Back on a new brack. Let's go ahead and start our gamble. Chat, hey, which team will get first boss of the game? Will it be fensad? Will it be slow to start, then taper off? Or will no boss be taken? I know triple bets are daunting. I know they terrify all of you, but I think we can facilitate 3 bets. I believe in you, chat. You can do it. I know Ninja loves to bet for no boss taken, so we'll go ahead and... One more alert for Ninja in case he's maybe lurking and listening. The hay for some reason catches so many people, and I think it's just enough of us have played Ocarina of Time as a kid where it's just that Navi noise. Ugh. I played it recently and I was still yelling at Navi every time she was haying me. Alright. Oh, we got really good odds so far. No believers on fensad, but hey, that's understandable. I mean, how are you going to believe in a team who named themselves after a character with no good heroics? Bahamut, if you use Tomb, the laser's really good. You know me too well. Well, I like to try and get to know my community as best as I can. Try and know a little bit of facts of the consistent people here. Whether it be personal or just fun stuff. Camps to be grabbed almost simultaneously on the left and the right-hand side. We're going to be looking at level 4s fairly soon. Until then, it's just going to be the double soak between Dahaka and Blaze from the top to bottom, or top to mid. Dahaka will be going into Enhanced Agility level 1. That's going to be a cleanse from Rhaegar, and Real Big Dill does get the Haunting Wave out. Gets chunked a bit, but Rhaegar's got some chain heals, and things are not too bad as Real Big Dill does tap the well. Sylvanas good for the time being. And this Sapper camp will be cleared up before it even crosses the 50% mark in bottom lane. And the same can be pretty much said. Ooh, wait, hold on. Burrow Charge, Impale onto Ender. Orphea finishes the level 1 at 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Not bad. Nicely done, Fenrir. One could technically say...
A singular strike.
For you, it was TP, not OOT. TP. Twilight Princess, sorry. I was going through all the Zelda games in my head, and I was like, come on, Chris, you can do this. Or you could say, is that the best healing you can do? But I'm not Alarak. I'm not that cool. Chromie will go down. First blood over to the side of slow to start, then taper off. We will see our triple objective phase coming out. Now, okay, so the VOD I was watching last night when I was listening to some of my casting for notes and stuff, that was actually the game on Towers of Doom where the center points opened up at like 14 minutes and some change. And someone in chat had said that the center points are actually tied to the second triple phase of the game. So we need to keep our eyes out for that, as the Tychus will try and keep his eyes out for life. Unfortunately, he'll fall as well as Lucio. And this is going to be 8 shots into the core of fensad. 32 to 36 in core HP as this Orphea Nubrak clears out the bottom lane, trying to push up the wave a little bit onto that fort front gate. Main priority of this map from the core 4 will be that bottom lane. Sylvanas looks like she did grab a mid lane wave really quickly, so Dahaka can continue to pressure Ruglord over here. We will see the Feeding Frenzy level 7. We also have that... we also have the one who collects for the Dahaka on top of that, for his level 4. And I already mentioned the Enhanced Agility 2 stacks currently, so he's at 100 and... Come on, caster math. 124% movement speed. There you go. Took me a second on that math. That doesn't seem right. No, I'm right. It just, my brain doesn't want to do correct math today. It was like, map 1, doing great. Map 3, what? Jet Propulsion lands a triple stun onto the enemy. Blaze pops his stim from level 1 and tries to put the pressure. 0 Day looking to jump onto Hirobi here. Can they get enough damage? No! Dahaka pops Essence, but Psycho will fall. Singular altar in the center of the map. Man, we got some big gambles today. Thank you, chat. An easy wave in mid for Dahaka as we have the respawn of Murden in 4 seconds. The objective phase popping up in 10. At Global Laugh right there. We're 5 minutes in. The boss is up and available, so let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers as we do have that 10 talent here approaching quite quickly for our red team. Arlu going for the channel. Hirobi should have 1 delay. Going to reposition to the side here. Muradin maybe, or excuse me, Blaze with a Twin Flame Oil Slick over the wall. 0 Day takes a bit of damage. Pops the Essence as well. Burrows under the ground. Got a cleanse from Rhaegar as well, so the Purge was used. Drag does connect onto the Muradin. Orphea. Shadow Waltz Chomp. There's going to be a slowing sands from the Chromie, but it doesn't create enough space to allow the Murder to back away. Meanwhile, Arlu and 0 Day are so very low. Lucio's got some great damage. 0 Day gets a drag, but they trigger the camp and no kill to be had into Dahaka. Meanwhile, down towards the lower half of our lane, we will see that Tychus falling. Actually, we'll see the body of him disintegrating as he did fall a few seconds ago. Chromie delays out once. She might delay out again if she actually uses this Echo. But it doesn't look like she's going to be going for that right now. And that'll be 4 more shots into the core of fensad. 28 to 36 in core HP in map number 3 in our first best of 3 of the day. Sapper camp stolen away by the members of Slow to Start, then Taper Off. Arlu takes a bit of damage as they were time trapped by Chromie. She is at Horror Anomaly at level 4, level 2, however you want to split that. Sylvanas does have possession level 4. She's going to steal away a few minions to bolster this push in bottom, maybe allowing those sappers to get through. But of course, Chromie's slowing sands are going to slow down the sappers from advancing, and the clear is going to be in time before the sappers get the chase. Xenochrist goes in with the burrow. Grismore does not go down. I saw the Haunting Wave from Real Big Deal, but it wasn't activated. Murden will be able to get his Piercing Bolt and cooldown reduction from autos as he does hit the level 10. Bunker, High Five, Commandeer Odin, Slowing Sands as that's early, and Murden with the Avatar. On the opposing side, Cocoon, Mind Control, Crushing Jaws, Ancestral Healing, and last but not least for the Dahaka will be an Isolation. I don't know about you all, but I have honestly just been taking a lot of Apex Predator from my Storm League games just to get around the map more, but also my isolations, I feel like I don't get contagion value, so I feel like I get more value at lower ranks just macroing. Like maybe at higher ranks, contagion for the team fight way better, but I think in the lower ranks, like just macroing can really just win a game. Not always, but I do feel like there are some times when the enemy gets tunnel visioned on the 4v5, you just keep macroing, your team somehow plays perfectly safe, you don't lose anyone, you keep soaking, and you start pulling ahead in experience, so that doesn't always happen. I think the vast majority of time is, Dahaka, why didn't you brush stock in?
Do not let the Gravekeeper's cronies reach the altar before you.
So I constantly pick my brush stock cooldown in hopes that they're like, okay, don't expect me. Top left and right will be traded by the solo laners. We'll have 24 to 28 in core HP. Cahoon onto this Lucio, broken out by Murden, who did activate Avatar, getting a little bit low. Has the Dwarf toss away. Time Trap onto 2, as the Jet Propulsion continues after that stop onto 0 Day. Drag. They want to, is there Mind Control available? Not for 17 seconds. There's an Isolation that will connect. Burrow Charge, Impale, Bunker activated in time. Is there a drag to hold him in place? Not even sure if it was needed. Either way, the kill does go over to the side of Slow to start, then taper off. And with the kill and Sylvanas here with Black Arrows, this will be an activated Black Arrow, and the fort front gate annihilated immediately. Mind Control is just a touch too early there. Lucio tries to go for the High Five. Getting into our next double objective phase. Center and bottom of the map. By the way, if you didn't know, the altars have 50,000, they have 500,000 HP. Misread a 0 there. Actually, no, it's not 5,000. They have 50,000 shielding and 1 HP, I do believe, is actually what it is. Oh, no, it is. It is just, it is health. It's just they have insane regeneration as well. It looks like a bar of shielding, but yeah. There you go. The altars have an insane amount of HP with a crazy amount of regen on top of it. Little weird things about Heroes of Storm. Camp will go over to the side of fensad. A very low Murden tries to, a very low Blaze tries to back away. Murden inside the Cocoon. 50,000 plus 1. Whenever I see that many zeros, my brain ka-chunks and I can't read the number properly. I don't know what it is, but that many zeros next to each other, like, it just, my brain don't work for it.
The altars have risen. Activate them now.
All right. Nubrak gets the channel in the lower half. Dahaka on the mid position, and that's 8 shots into the core. 16 to 32. Things are looking good for Slow to start, then taper off as they will activate Black Arrows from Sylvanas and push on to this bottom lane fort. Next objective, I believe, is triple, if I'm not mistaken. I do believe we're getting close to that. Just watching our minimap for the spawn locations as we have slow siege into this bottom lane fort. It's going to be down to a sliver, and I'm actually really okay with this. Okay, so it is the third objective phase coming up next. 316 HP left on that fort in the bottom lane. It's 9 to 0 in kills. Dahaka's done with enhanced agility. Can't grab, no invade. But I do feel like the pressure is on to fensad to make a play happen here before 16 talent tier hits. If Slow to start, then taper off, get 16 talent tier, and the objective phase pops, I feel like this might just be a triple altar phase just given away because of the talent tier advantage and also the aggression in the team fight so far. Granted, triple location is a little difficult to manage. So they delay this out for a little bit. It'll be closer to when the objective phase spawns. There's the altar spawning here in 30 seconds. Cocoon onto 1. High fives into the Murden from Lucio to try and open up an opportunity for him to back away. Still 3 sappers available in this bottom lane. Can they be shoved in for the extra damage? Could be... Hold on. There's still 2 sappers available. One of them does not go over the wall. The other is going to be killed as well. Really close to getting that. Blaze going to be 1v1ing the Dahaka in top lane. Tunneling Claws. No Lurker Strain. A couple more autos, maybe. Whoa! Not sure about that drag. Might have been anticipating a different direction. As now 0 Days in a really weird spot. Throws out the isolation. Hirobi going for the channel. Uninterrupted on the left-hand side. And this Dahaka should fall. Big question is, did he have Brush Talk and could he have gotten away? He did have Brush Talk. He could have maybe gotten away, but maybe he was anticipating the Murd and Stormbolt to interrupt him. Either way, 10 shots into the core of fensad, 3 shots into the core of slow to start, then taper off. No boss has been taken, but that might not be the case here in a moment. Dead Dahaka for 20 seconds. It feels like this is a free boss over to the side of fensad. And indeed it is. Our blue team will take boss in the top lane. That will be 4 shots into the enemy core, and fensad, as I mentioned, gets first boss. Fensad believers, you are paid. A Stormbolt from Murden into real big deal. Chain heal to anticipate some extra damage, but none to be followed up. Dahaka still soaking up for the team in the top lane. You're always a believer. Cocoon to just eat some time of that of the Commandeer out. Hold it. The Crushing Jaws are really good here. Orphea finishes her level 7. And no kill into Tychus. No kill into Muradin. You turn 6.9k into 16,000. Nicely done. If only I could do that with my bank account. Singular altar in the bottom of the map. 5 shots would put the enemy on 1 HP. No sappers being fed in. We see the ping on the right-hand side for that sapper camp, though. Nope, they're going to try and maybe look for a flank. Poke onto Sylvanas, and that's all they're going to be having. Dahaka rotating down. He's behind Blaze. Nubrak is going to actually re-engage right here. There's a mind control from Sylvanas onto the Chromie. The high fives from Lucy are coming out. The stasis from Chromie activated as well. The drag from Dahaka not connecting onto Ender here as Chromie will fall. Lucio amps things up with the reverse amp value. The Nubrak Burrow Charge doesn't connect. Ruglord's able to jet propulsion away, but Sylvanas has the chase down. A real big deal, getting some great damage here. Dahaka also gets the kill into Tychus. This is looking like it's going to be an Earth Grasp Totem to slow things down. And a lone Muradin as Sylvanas goes and grabs a camp. Cocoon onto Muradin. Honestly, I would like to just see Sylvanas go mid. Go mid. I'm assuming she has black arrows. Go mid, shove into, take that down, and then you get 6 shots here.
Blue team dominated.
Team kill!
That's what I would have liked to see instead of grabbing the sapper camp, because by the time the sapper camp walks